Hey, welcome back for part 2 of Falling and Bucking Endorsement Explained. I'm Ryan Seneschal. I will recap briefly some of the key information from part 1. One being, is the falling and bucking endorsement required as an arborist working in BC to fall trees? And yes, it is. We cover that off in detail in part 1, but I would also like to point out this link on hordeducation.ca, who administers the falling and bucking endorsement for arborists in the province. So reading along here, they are accepting applications right now, and they do spell out for us falling and bucking endorsement is a requirement when falling a tree larger than 15 centimeters or 6 inch in diameter, measured 1 foot from the base of the tree. Falling and bucking of trees is regulated under Section 26 of WorkSafe, OHSR, and guidelines. While we're on this page, how do you qualify to take the test? So there are 2 ways for an arborist to get into a test. One of those ways being the arborist technician qualification, which is, if you go to apprentice info on hordeducation.ca, you'll see the arborist technician apprenticeship link up here. So this comes with an hours requirement. If you want to challenge the process rather than go to school at Kwantlen Polytechnic University and take the apprenticeship that route, you can challenge. Your hours will be vetted though. So you'll have to provide verification if you've worked for previous employers or a current employer and accrued the amount of hours to challenge that exam, and you are successful. That is one pathway to be able to challenge the Faller Training Standard test, the field evaluation. The other approach is through the Utility Arborist Apprenticeship, which you can find information on here. Utility Arborist has its own pathway to be able to challenge. It's also hours dependent, and there's a mandatory education attendance if you don't have X amount of hours, and that's offered through EITI in Langley. So those are the only 2 inroads to be able to complete the application and submit it to take your field evaluation for the falling and bucking endorsement. The cost is somewhat alarming for if you're an individual. $17.50 at last check. This is going up every year. There's a lot of costs involved because you're going to an active cut block. Often there will be other falling activities going on site while these tests are occurring, which is expensive. The examiner's time is expensive, and most of these cutting sites are fairly remote. It's typically going to be up island and rural BC. So there's travel involved, and those costs and accommodation costs add up on top of the cost of the exam itself. So the sooner you take the test, the less expensive it will be, is the long and short of it. So this and other resources are available on hordeducation.ca. We'll jump